Hey there, folks. Bit of a late start. There was a deployment issue with the puzzle today, but that has been resolved. Looks like. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. This is almost like a view of an old school tape. How do we do this? Oh, you know what? I'm going to go nested template. I started with the blank template, which is using a paragraph element, but I think I'm going to go with the nested template. Again, these are the plugins that I take for granted. They are on the GitHub, and they are installable by you if you choose to. They're always the starting point, rather than hemming and hawing about what these sort of standard formats. I created that set of tools just to help me do these puzzles, and they're a few different schemes for how to organize your code, but they're not the only ways to go. Indeed, there have been times when I've done slightly different kinds of solutions. Okay, so there's part one. So what's the next step? You know what I want to do? I want to do a border top 40 pixels solid, and then that dark color, and then I'm gonna make that background I'll do it some ridiculous color like red. Yeah, and then we make the, I guess it's 50 pixels. 50, great. And then so I just set, so here's what I've done. I'm not talking. I set the background as red content box. So in theory, I can set that background to just in the content. And so if I add padding top 20 pixels, that will do what I want. And yeah, it kind of does do what I want there. So what do I do to do the rest of this? How about a radial gradient at 50%, 0, 50%, 100%, transparent, 20 pixels, let's say, and then the brown color, 0, 40 pixels is our color stops, and then transparent again. Oh, and you'll see that that shape is adhering to the inner part of that. And so we need to set an something to make that a circle, or make it evenly regular. So the keyword circle will do it, as will the smallest, a small measure unit, and 1Q will do that for us. Okay. So now, so the trick is I want this to be 50% wide. So that's, right now that is acting as background position, and I don't want that. I want it to be background size, so I need to put it here. There we go. So something like that. So that's how we get 2 of them. 5. Those could be what I want. Minus 10 pixels. Minus 20 pixels. All right, so that's how we get that. And that's sort of working. Sort of working. So 50% is no good. How about 60? How about 65? And if that, so I'm looking at the error. It looks like it's, so 65% could be right. If they're both in error at the same dimension, then this could do it. 3, 4, 41. Ooh, it's so close. Not quite right. I think we're going to end up, ooh, Oh, it's so close. I think that I want pixel. How about 100 pixels? What's 100 pixels? No, 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 no. That's not enough at all. 140, 150, 160, 0, -10, -20. Not quite right. -10. So now I'm adjusting 3. And usually what you've seen me do, if you've watched more of these videos, you've seen me do change the at value. But in this case, I'm not doing that because I needed the bottom start. So there we go. So -40 pixels on the x-axis, and then the width of that to where it repeats is that. And again, that, yeah, so that's in the middle of that. We could put numbers on these. And is that better? I don't think it's better. We'll just leave that as is. Okay, so what happens if I do red on the background? So that means I need a whole nother mechanism to do that square. So that radial gradient is pretty complicated in terms of its values. I'm not sure that there's anything I can do to simplify it. And so that's going to have to do. And you know what I want to do, actually? How about a conic gradient on the body? Can I do a conic gradient and have it work? And that conic gradient is that style that I like of the predominant color 75%, and then this color 0. Oh, and then I've got a repeat problem. So no repeat. That makes it unfit because of the interesting ways that the margins modify. That means that's going to be no good. But I can do it. Well, I don't want that, do I? I just want to put it back exactly how I had it, which is that. So that's fine. And that's fine. But it does mean that I'm going to need to do a linear gradient. Linear gradient. Or why don't I just do the same conic gradient I was going to do? There are many different choices. I'm going to do conic gradient, though. Transparent. 75%. And then I want the brown. Come on. Brown. Have a little bit of a performance issue here. At 40 pixels, 40 pixels. And then move it. Now I don't have the, and strict, I don't think I need the content box then, do I? Yeah, that doesn't change it at all. So I don't need the content box. I was thinking that I could use a content box, but I would need to put it on everything. And in this case, it just is not a win. Or at least I can't think of a way to make it a win. But this is totally fine. Okay, so I've moved it over 100. Let's move it 100, 110, and then down. And then it's got to be wider, so that's a 50, 60, and then taller, and that's 50. Is that it? I think that's it. That's a fun one. As I do it, I can think of several other ways to do it. But this was the combination. We got the border on the top. I don't think I need this padding then. Yeah, I don't need the padding. What else? What else can I do? Can I simplify any of this? Can I use percentages? The other day I used cube units. Somebody pointed out the precise, one of the commenters, I'm sorry for your name, pointed out the Q units. Does have a specific meaning. It's like 1.0. 6 pixels, and when that's useful, it's useful. And then sometimes the fudge factor of precision means that Q units work really well, or because that number aligns with another value because it's part of a factor mathematically. And then sometimes Q's just don't work very well. Anyway, this worked. We got to 100%. We submit, and we get out of here. We start our week. Here comes the week. Let's be cool. Let's be chill. Let's be forgiving when things go awry, because things go awry for sure all the time. Yeah, be cool. Have a great day. Be good to yourself. That's the hard one to remember. Be good to yourself, and then be good to others. And then go make a web page. Go make a web page. Use this CSS to make something really cool on the web and put it out there. There's plenty of great places to make web pages on. All right, get out of here. Bye.